Happy New Year, Reverend Mike.
Happy New Year, Dr. Maxine.
Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, we're so glad to be with you, welcoming you to the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, our Sunday morning coming to you, streaming from Malvern, Pennsylvania,
From our own apartment.
From our own apartment. We're happy to be with you today. Isn't this fun? Oh, and thank you, Django. What a beautiful way to start with his gorgeous classical guitar.
He's amazing.
Yeah. So we're happy. It's a great start. The very first day of 2023. How exciting that is. Well, we love being with you wherever you may be, whether you are in Nova Scotia or Pasadena or El Paseo, California, wherever you are, you're welcome here. And wherever you are on your spiritual path as well, right?
Yeah, Westchester too.
Yeah.
Exton.
And wherever you may happen to be on your spiritual path, you're welcome here. This is an hour of power. And it's an opportunity to remember that we are indeed a transformation station.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say? What does this beloved center mean to you anyway? What's it all about for you?
Well, it's more regular than SEPTA.
Okay.
It's life-changing.
It is. All right, it is. It is a transformation station, isn't it? And we really are doing something wonderful this year, as we do every year, by working together to change lives for the better. Our own, our loved ones, our neighbors, our relatives, our communities, because we really are devoted to co-creating a world that works for all. Or a world that works for everyone, without exception. And it's such a pleasure to be a beloved community as we are, as we walk together through our joys and dance together on that divine path and help each other walking along through our challenges as well. Because it's important that we are a community that cares for each other as well as for the greater world. And Centers for Spiritual Living years ago came up with a wonderful, wonderful vision, mission, which is, it is all about awakening humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Oh my goodness, what a great way to start the year, recognizing that you and I and all of you and everyone on this planet and beyond are spiritually magnificent. Oh, that's a great beginning, isn't it? We don't do New Year's resolutions here. It's more about revolutions, right?
Evolutions.
And evolutions, all expanding our consciousness. And so we're glad you're with us today. Spend this precious hour with us together. And we also, in our spiritual community, we developed a purpose statement some time ago. Do you like that purpose statement?
Oh, I love that purpose
Do
statement.
you love that purpose
I love that purpose statement.
Would you like to lead us in it? Are you ready?
Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works.
And now we'll have our opening song, which is Swing Wide the Doors.
Please stand and join us in Swing Wide the Doors. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Hi, everybody. Mike Gert is here, and it's time for a Kid Talk. Yay! So, all the kids out there, you're saying, what is Reverend Mike doing up there giving a Kid Talk? I know it's been a long time. Some of you remember when I used to teach children's church, or we called it, Fun Day School. That we had a lot of good times. But today, I want to talk about appreciation. It's the end of the year, and a lot of us had gifts from Christmas or from Hanukkah. Think about the gifts you got. I'm sure just about everybody got something. Some of us got more than something. If not from our parents or our grandparents or brothers and sisters, perhaps from a little man in a red suit, or somebody that just showed up and left things on the door. But we all probably got something. And you know what we might want to do is be grateful for what we got this year. Now, the difference between being grateful and showing gratitude is when you're grateful for something, that's super. But it's really an action statement. In other words, you do something about it. And something that would really raise the eyebrows and increase your participation in the family life is if you said thank you to people. Not just by saying thank you, but actually by writing a thank you note. I know! What is that? Remember pen and paper? Remember those things? Or pen and pencil? You could use paper and crayon. Or say, dear grandpa, dear grandma, whoever it is, mom, dad, send them a thank you note. Now why? Because thank you is perhaps one of the best prayers you'll ever give. The reason being is you recognize that good comes from all sources. And the more that you appreciate, the more appreciates in your own life. Do you understand what that means? The more I'm thankful for something, the more of that which I have to be thankful for increases. So, do you want greater good in your life? Then be thankful for the good you've got. That's my Kid Talk for today. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the new year. We're going to have a great time together. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, that was fun, Reverend Mike. Thanks for the Kid Talk. How about a meditation now to start the year? Get as comfortable as you can. Yoga's pretty comfortable. And if you're comfortable doing so, close your eyes and join me on a little journey from 2022 to 2023. Because this is usually the time of our burning bowl. Remember, where we write on small pieces of flammable paper what we are ready to release from the previous year. So let's do this in our imagination right now. First, by having a gentle, sweet review of the year that has just passed. Think through those lovely experiences, the sweet relationships, the great accomplishments. Take a few moments to look back over the last 12 months and feel gratitude
for all of the wins, all of the learning and the growth and the joy, the wonderful experiences.
And
now look back at those challenges that you may have experienced. Give thanks for what you learned from each one. Give thanks for the growth you have attained, for the blessings you have received, both from the joys and any sorrows. And now think of one thing that you are ready to release from 2022. And in your mind, write it down on a small piece of magical flammable paper. Now imagine a great burning bowl ready to receive this magic paper. Make sure you've taken time to write down one thing you're ready to release. One more, if you have room on that little piece of paper for more. And now, with a growing sense of gratitude for what you have received from it, and a readiness and a willingness to release it completely, toss it into the burning bowl and whoof, it's gone. It's gone. Completely gone. Wow. Now remembering the Roman god Janus, who was able to look in two directions at the same time. As you have glanced over 2022, now begin to turn your attention to this brand new baby year starting today, 2023, and form in your mind, as we used to receive the fortunate cookies. Remember? A fortune cookie that had the old Chinese fortune removed. And inside that cookie was a little affirmation that you chose from the platter after having left the burning bowl. So now imagine that you are picking up a brand new fortune cookie and you decide what that new idea is within it that you're ready to begin the new year with. Take a moment and choose to write in your mind an affirmation or simply set a clear, wise, creative, compassionate, loving intention for the new year. Take a moment. Now, that's it. You chose the right one. And read it silently to yourself. And go ahead and eat the cookie. It's delicious. And this new year ahead is delicious, waiting for each and every one of us to enjoy it. Oh, how beautiful. This is good. And all is well. And yoga is happy about it too.
In a world that feels so big, or when we most important to remember is that we're all united, we're all one. We can sit nice and quiet, get to the center of who we are, awaken to our oneness, and know that we can achieve any dream. In a world that feels so big, or when we feel so small, what's most important to remember is that we're all united, we're all one. Coming from the same place, from the infinite love. It's one, it's the same, we're all connected. One life, one spirit, one love. In a world that feels so big, or when we feel so small, what's most important to remember is that we're all united, we're all one. In a world that feels so big, or when we feel so small, what's most important to remember is that we're all connected, we're all one, is that we're all united, we're all one. We're all united, we're all one.
Good morning. My name is Bo Smith, and I am a practitioner with the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Please join me in today's opening treatment. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. This morning, and every morning going forward, I choose to recognize the reality of life, the reality of God, the reality of spirit. This life essence flows freely, clearly through me this very moment. I am this essence. I am life, light, love, power, peace, beauty, and joy. This essence is who I am at my core. And it is who everyone else is as well, all of my fellow sisters and brothers on this planet. This essence, this life, this beauty flows through me easily and effortlessly and provides me wisdom as I move forward, going through my life in every situation that I encounter, in every interaction that I have with others. This inner wisdom illuminates my path going forward. This morning, as I open myself to that wisdom, I do so listening to today's service, to the message from both Dr. Maxine and Reverend Mike. The message in the music, the message of that Spirit speaking through them, through me, through all of us. And as I open myself to that inner and outer message, I recognize and identify and unify with that truth. I am holy. I am born anew in every moment. And I know this to be my truth as I move forward boldly and beautifully into this new year. In deep recognition and honor of this truth, I am blessed and I am a blessing. And I know this to be my truth, here and now. In gratitude, I release my word into law, knowing that it is outpicturing before me, as me, in this moment. Gratefully accepting my demonstration right now, I move forward into the rest of this service with joy and in ease, and into the rest of my week ahead, as well as into the rest of this beautiful new year ahead of us, ahead of me, ahead, all perfection. Deeply grateful, I release and let go, and allow my demonstration to unfold from me and from within. And so it is.
Thank you, Bo. We love beginning the new year with prayer, and that was a good one. Now, will you all join with me in speaking the affirmation for today? Releasing the past with great appreciation, I enter into a greater idea for the present and the future as I allow it to unfold.
Happy New Year, everybody. Mike Gertis here. Today we're going to be talking about the foundation of our teaching, the foundation for realizing a new and better experience than we've known before. Now, I don't know how long you've been in science of mind or how long you've been in religious science, but we are an inclusive teaching, as Dr. Maxine said. We take the good wherever we can find it, making it ours to the extent that we can understand it and actually apply it in our lives. But where it all starts is with a connection with Spirit, connection with God as we understand it. And what we endeavor to do is allow that understanding to become deeper and richer all the time, to allow ourselves to be open not only to reaching God, developing faith in God, but being open to God and developing the faith of God. Now, some people have the mistaken idea that this is just about getting stuff. Our teaching is not about getting stuff, though you can get stuff. Our teaching is about expressing what Spirit wants to know, to do, to have by means of us. We're expressing, not just getting. We are giving for Spirit through this avenue we have called the science of mind, the law of mind. I hope as we go through today, you'll allow yourselves to be open and get a good foundation, a good understanding of our part in this creative process, our part in creating this world and the world as it evolves. Know you're loved, and now we're going to hear from Reverend Dr. Maxine.
Well, thank you, Reverend Mike. Now, some of you might think that the he said, she said was about a debate, but the thing is, I have no argument. I agree with him. Oh, this is a wonderful new year starting today, and we have a new theme for the year, which is building a new consciousness. And for the month of January, the theme is foundation. And of course, the next 4 Sundays after today, we will be focusing on the first 4 introductory chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. So join us for those. But we're just getting it started today. You know, the Roman god Janus, after which the month of January was named, had a very interesting ability. he could see in two directions at the same time. He could look at the past year and look at the present time and the future year about to take place. And that's pretty much what we're doing today. We're taking a look in the past, looking over the year, blessing, accepting, releasing. Oh, there's been so much that's taken place. And some of us have had the most beautiful, joyful experiences. All of us have had some of those, certainly. And some have experienced some difficult losses. And every one of those experiences have brought us to where we are right now. And each one is a blessing. So we look back, as the Roman god Janus did, look over your shoulder to see about this past year, give thanks for everything, and then get ready to move on into the next phase. It's a wonderful opportunity to remember our firm foundation, as Reverend Mike was referring to. Our firm foundation is God. And our firm foundation here in this beloved community is the teaching and the practice and the sharing of the Science of Mind principles. Because what we do is we court the presence and we direct the law. And in courting the presence, we are standing firmly on that foundation of the divine. We allow ourselves to enter into that sweet, sweet divine embrace, where we know that no matter what else is going on, we are being held in the heart and the mind of God, and that we have within us all the creative power, all the intelligence necessary to create and co-create beautiful things in our lives. So how wonderful it is to remember that God is indeed all there is, that you and I are individualized expressions of that one perfect life. And from this firm foundation, we can move forward to create the beautiful life experiences that we are here to have and to be. For as Reverend Mike said, we are letting Spirit shine through us, create through us, delight itself through us. That's why we're here. We are the instruments of God's life and activity. So let us court the presence, feel that divine embrace. Know we are not just one of this divine presence, but that we are part of and expressions of this divine life. And let's also know that we do indeed have a powerful good to use greater than we are, and that we are using it. And as someone just recently very wisely said, there is a powerful good in the universe, greater than you and I are, and it can so use us. Court the presence, direct the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Maxine. She is fantastic, isn't she? Well, I get to talk now more about the blueprint, because, whenever we're creating something, it's best to start with a blueprint. Otherwise, you don't know what you're going to wind up with. So in creating this blueprint, as we started talking about, we need to first get a vision, the idea of what it is that wants to be expressed by means of us. What is God? What is Spirit? What is divine mind want to be, do, or know, or have by means of us? Now, if we're open and receptive, ideas will come to us. And then what we can do is embody those ideas, affirm those ideas, say yes to those ideas, and then allow ourselves to see ourselves doing that, having that, being that, experiencing that, and giving thanks that that is ours. That's basically shorthand from doing a spiritual mind treatment, is knowing that that which we desire is already ours now. It's been said that when we pray, we should ask as though we already have. And that's what we're doing. But I got a suggestion for you. Just don't say yes to every idea that comes to mind. Because sometimes the ideas that come to mind may or may not be that divine. We need to find out. By finding out, what we do is ask ourselves, this idea that coming up forth for me, Does it express a greater idea of good? A greater idea of love? Take from no one, rob from no one? Is it for good, for all? If it is, go for it. If it's something that you resonate with, that you feel good about, go for it. Now, many of us, including myself, you might find you have ideas running by quite frequently. And you don't have time to say yes to them all. But those ideas that come running by that seem to attract you, that seem to be repeating themselves to you, you might want to pay attention to them. This may be what you're meant to do. This may be what you're called to do. I really do think that we all have a calling, and what we need to do is listen to that calling and then follow that calling. Be willing to allow that higher power, that spirit, to use us. I like that song, "Use Me, Oh God." I think that it's time for us to make that blueprint and then begin to follow what that blueprint tells us to do. Take the first step. Do the first thing. Whatever that is in the blueprint. And that's all for me now. And next we get to hear from Reverend Dr. Maxine.
Thank you, Reverend Mike. I just realized I have the last word. That blueprint about which Reverend Mike was speaking, we could also call a mental equivalent or a spiritual prototype. You know, Ernest Holmes tells us that spirit is willing and the law is ready and is absolutely responsive to our seed that we may plant. It's ready and it's willing, but we must have a mental equivalent. Everything begins on the inside and expresses externally, whether it is an acorn that has already within it the oak tree. It does. Did you ever think about that? The oak tree, in its divine blueprint, is already contained within the acorn. And the same is true of each of us and our divine ideas that we select as they come parading through our consciousness, as Reverend Mike suggested. Let's accept the one that makes good sense, is peaceful and powerful, and brings possibilities of a greater consciousness to it, to us, and to the world. Because that's what we're doing this year, isn't it? All the time, actually, but we're truly focusing on creating and developing a new consciousness, a consciousness of peace, a consciousness of power, a consciousness of love, a consciousness of wisdom, not only for ourselves and for our loved ones, but for the world itself. You see, we plant the seed. God grows the tree. Dr. Arlene Bump used to say that, and she would follow it up with, God has the hard part. Of course, it's not difficult for the divine, is it? It would be if we tried to have that happen. You know, the Joyce Kilmer song, Only God Can Make a Tree. But we can choose to plant that tree, or that flower, or that new condition, or that sweeter relationship. We can plant the idea, but we have to first have a great vision. We're in the process of developing a greater vision for ourselves individually, for our families, our communities, ultimately for the world itself, and certainly for this beloved community. We, as the beloved community, the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, is still in flux, isn't it? We've been through so many changes in the last few years, and we are developing and deepening our vision of a community that is a beloved community that works for everyone, works for all the world. So let's do this together. Let's allow that divine presence within us to flow through us uninterrupted. As we have looked back over the past year, let's release completely so we have an open, clean slate to develop the new ideas, to bring our beautiful vision into being. We want to see it and feel it and believe it and experience it and share it. That's what we're in the process of doing. Join us in doing this, because it does take a village, and we are a divine village. Let's keep growing and thriving individually and as a community. And as we do that, we're going to find we're not making New Year's resolutions, but we're having a revolution. We're in the process of evolution, spiritual evolution. That's what we're all doing.
So won't you join me in co-creating a beautiful new vision for each other, for our center, and for the world? Let's continue planting those seeds, watching gorgeous trees grow. Let's continue courting the presence and directing the law. It's a new year. It's a new you and a new me. We're moving through this beautifully together. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I have is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's star that'll never be mine. I think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. And I've survived many times before. Broken heart and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be know it's gonna be everything new.
Good morning and Happy New Year! My name is Jeff Messino, and I serve as the Secretary of the Board of Trustees of the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. Here we have our two newest members, Coco Zarsino and little Lulu Zarsino, already asleep. Well, good morning. I know it looks like it's night, but don't worry about this. We're all happy in this new year. All right, and I just have a few announcements. If you haven't submitted your IGP, your Intentional Giving Program, the time is not late. Even though it's 2023, please send an email to Karen Davis. It's on the screen right here. And yes, we have had such a wonderful, wonderful year, and let's have another great year. And thank you all who have watched and who have supported this center, and let's hear it for 2023. Where these two are gonna be down in Cape May when I get married!
And now, please enjoy our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me, Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be.
With God our Creator, children all are we.
Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace
moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace. Let there be peace.
And so we go forth giving thanks and celebrating this beautiful new year, our wonderful new opportunity to let Spirit be Spirit in us, expressing beautifully wherever we are.
Allowing Spirit to use us and guide us and direct us, we co-create a wonderful, beautiful new world.
And so it is.